What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mod Squad Network's Layeth the Squad Down. I am your host, Kevin. Joining me, as always, is the dude, Steve. How's it going, man?
This this dude,
This dude.
this
Yeah.
dude. What's up, everybody? How we doing? All right, wrestling.
Love wrestling, love wrestling. But before we get into it, let's take care of some business, shall we?
Yes,
We have our
let's.
we have our sponsors, Skullectomy by Jolt 7 Studios. Scan the QR code there on your screen. It'll take you straight to their Facebook page. You can check out all her skulls. She's an amazing person, does amazing work. All the skulls are handmade, and the designs are put on by hand. So no two are alike. So check them
True.
out. Check out Straka Art. Go check them out. Scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to his website. He has some amazing art at very reasonable prices. So definitely go check that out. And since I'm plugging things, check out the Mod Squad community. Scan that QR code. It'll take you to the Mod Squad community and join. It's where we can conversate, hang out. Yeah. And of course, we have the QR code for the shirts. And I still don't have the shirts loaded in, so maybe I'll load in next month's shirt soon. So yeah,
Let's hope.
yeah, let's hope it'll be a cancer awareness shirt. So uh, hopefully hopefully you enjoy it. All right, getting into it, we have Raw, guys.
Monday Night Raw. Okay, okay,
Raw.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
Before we get into that, let's get into some official business of TKO officially merging with WWE.
Okay.
Okay, there was the buyout. Vince McMahon is no longer the main shareholder,
Mm-mm.
and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we had 23 wrestlers released this week. The
Yes.
top being Shelton Benjamin, Dolph Ziggler, Matt Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Dana Brooke was also let go. Iki Manjaro was also let go. A bunch of underhanded talent. Mustafa Ali was let go.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was let go. Um,
Oh, Emma.
Emma was let go. Quincy was let go. There were a ton of people that
Yeah.
that were that. Oh, Mason Mansoor, they were let
Mhm.
go.
I fully believe that Matt Riddle was only let go because I
Oh, his
think
Twitter bullshit.
yeah, Twitter, and I think what's his name, Dana, whatever, the head of UFC. um
Dana
I can't
White.
remember. Dana White. He does not like Matt Riddle. He says the only reason Matt Riddle is still not in UFC is because he couldn't pass a drug test.
Sure. And that's another problem why he's been gone so long is
Yeah.
is failing performance and
Yeah.
failing drug tests.
All right.
But
But
let's get into Raw.
we can get into Raw. Cody and Dom kicked off the show with a verbal exchange in the ring. Mysterio claiming that Nia Jax hurt Rhea Ripley, and that's the reason Rhea's not there to have his back. But it became a match, and we have the Judgment Day come down to support Dom during the match. But Rhodes ended up getting a clean win. He got a clean win on this one. And then Sami Zayn and KO come down to the ring basically to make sure that no one attacks Cody. When we get back from break, KO is actually calling back Cody and be like, hey, we got to talk about something. He says, I know it was your idea to bring Jay back to Raw. Why? And Cody gave a response, and Kevin's like, "All right, I trust you, Ro. I trust you guys, Rhodes, Zane. I trust you, but I hope you're not wrong. So I hope that I see what they're doing. They're like
They're
driving,
planting
not
they're planting
yeah,
a seed of doubt.
yeah. They're planting the seeds of doubt in there. Next, we have what should have been a tag team match between the Viking Raiders and and the New Day, but Eric was not clear to compete, so we get Kofi versus Ivar, and Kofi picks up the victory. It was actually a really good match, a really good match. It was like a David and Goliath type thing that they had going on. Next, we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet. Seth actually tried to attack Nakamura before the match started, but Adam Pearce interrupted, wouldn't let him do it. So it ended in a disqualification because Shinsuke picked up a chair and was trying to use it on Ricochet. He missed. Ricochet ended up picking up the chair and using it on Shinsuke.
Ah, and then that's what the ref saw.
Yeah, stupid disqualifications. Stupid disqualifications. Next, we get Piper Nevin and Chelsea Green versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. This it started being a fun match between with Green and I'm sorry, with Stark and Baszler kind of one up each other, but then it gets interrupted with Nia Jax taking everybody out and putting the women's locker room on notice.
Womp
Not,
womp.
yeah, I'm not happy with that. Then we get Chad Gable and Bronson Reed, with Bronson Reed picking up the victory there. We get the women's NXT champion Becky Lynch taking on Natalia. Natalia always seems to be like the stepping stone for anybody who wins a championship in the women's division, no matter what brand they're.
Their first offense is always against Natalia.
Yeah, it's so weird. But Natalia looked really good in this match. Becky Lynch, however, does pick up the victory. Next, we get a short match between Giovanni Vinci and Tommaso Ciampa, with Ciampa picking up the victory there. And then the main event of the match of the night is Drew McIntyre versus Jay Uso. But before Jay goes out there, Damian Priest confronts him and was like, "Hey, the offer is still open to join the Judgment Day. Everybody else in the Judgment Day is kind of like on the fence. I'm sticking my neck out here for you. Don't make me look like an idiot. Don't make me look like a fool." And during the match, that was that.
Too late for that.
Yeah, during the match, the Judgment Day end up coming down to the ring. They get on the apron to try to distract Drew McIntyre, but Jay ends up super kicking them in the face, showing where his allegiance lies. But as he does that, Drew ends up giving him the uh, kick. The oh my
Let's go
god,
kiss.
no, it was the kick. The
The one, two, three.
yeah, the 1, 2, 3 broadsword kick, whatever it's called. Drew McIntyre picks up the victory. So there you have it. That is how Raw ended right there. Let's just move on down to SmackDown because honestly, Raw and SmackDown, I don't think really did a whole lot to move any storylines. They moved slightly, but not a whole lot. John Cena and AJ Styles kick off SmackDown. John Cena kicked off the night show with the energy only he can bring, and he gave a promo about how he's there and he wants to have a match. He's done all these things. He's hosted a pay per view. He's been a referee and all this. But now he's there. He wants to compete, and he wants to compete against the Bloodline. So he found a partner, AJ Styles, to compete against the Bloodline. Then we have Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio versus the Street Profits, with Mysterio and Escobar picking up the victory, kind of putting it pissed off Bobby Lashley that the Street Profits lose. And Bobby's like, "Hey, give me back all the suits, all the jewelry, and until you're ready to commit, basically, to what they're doing." So this was pretty. This was I don't. They put them together and now they're trying to take them apart. I don't see what the
It's because things are changing, like a new direction. Like I guarantee a lot of storylines are going to be changing. A lot of people are going to be facing new opponents. We just had 23 people released. We might have some new faces coming in. There's
That's
word
true.
there's word that Jade Cargill is done with AEW and actually going over to WWE. Uh,
Ooh, can you okay, let's pause right there on that. Can you imagine a Rhea versus Jade Cargill match?
I
All
want to
this
see
like
it. I want to see a Jade versus Becky,
I'd love that match too.
Jade versus Asuka, Jade versus
Oh,
Io.
Jade versus almost anybody in the
Anybody.
women's
Jane
division.
versus
Yeah.
Natalia would even be a good match.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Natalia would carry that match for
But
sure.
I think what's happening is I think we're just going to see a lot of storylines changing. I think we're just going to see a lot of things happening.
It's sad though because I kind of want to see heel Street Profits and then and them
I
taking
really
the
like the
heel
whole
role.
gimmick that they were going with. I like the whole thing. If it breaks them up, I think it's a bad choice. I think it's a poor
I,
decision.
I do too. But next we have the women's championship match. Io Sky versus Asuka. The crowd was dead for this freaking match, but dude, this was an amazing match. I'm gonna say it right now. This is my match of the week. I love this match. The crowd was dead for it, but I was enjoying it. I enjoyed this
That's
match.
a bold statement over my choice for match of the week.
Oh, this is my match of the week. Next, we have the Brawling Brutes versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, with Waller and Theory defeating Butch and Holland. And at the end of the night, we have the contract signing. Who will join John Cena to battle the Usos at Fastlane, because the Usos ended not the Usos, the Bloodline ended up taking out AJ Styles, put him in a ambulance. So John Cena does not. He's already signed it. He's already signed the contract. He was only waiting on AJ to sign it. The Bloodline come down, sign the contract, and continue and just beat up Cena, and that's how we end up in Raw.
You got to
So,
wonder who they're going to bring in to be his partner.
um, you know what would be awesome? I hear voices in my head.
I don't know if Orton's cleared yet.
I don't know if he is either, but that would be an
I mean,
amazing
but
comeback.
Now that Riddle's gone, it would be the perfect time to bring Orton back.
Yeah, I would. It would be amazing. The crowd would go wild. So it just looked like I was doing something else there. I'm sorry. I was cheering. I was cheering. Anyway, let's move
You were
on to some
cheering
AEW.
something.
Let's move on to AEW.
This is a real Peanuts moment right here.
Yeah, yes, real peanut.
All right, so it's Saturday night or it's Sunday night. Do you know what that means? It's Dynamite. It's really Wednesday. I mean, it is Sunday, but you know, Wednesday is Dynamite.
Right.
Opening with what I am calling my match of the week. The
Okay.
R the New Japan Pro Strong Champion going up against the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion. Championship for championship, Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli.
That was a really good match too, man.
Eddie
It was really
Kingston
good.
picking up the win. He's a double champ now. He's putting his
Mm.
belts on the line against the Ring of Honor Pure Championship or Pure Champion. I believe it's Shibata. I believe that is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion right now. But man, what a great back and forth. They really delivered on Wednesday Night Dynamite because we followed up with Chris Jericho
Mm.
versus Sammy Guevara. Once again, another great back and forth match. Great from both of them, with Jericho picking up the win. And then I love the comparison because I guarantee Jericho was the one that brought this in.
Oh yeah.
It is Sammy turning on Jericho the exact same way that Jericho turned on Michaels. Um, and then Don Callis comes
It,
out, making Guevara part of the Callis family.
Guevara even came out wearing the light up jacket and tights inspired by what Jericho was wearing that same night. So
Yeah.
anybody who knew the history of wrestling could see that coming.
And another great match. International Championship. John Moxley takes on Phoenix. Mid match, Moxley actually ends up getting injured. We believe that it was they believe that it was a concussion.
Mhm.
But an audible is made. You can actually see Rick Knox just completely fuck the finish, and they have to. It's horrible. The what would have been just a great solid finish, Knox just completely ruined. And you have a new champion in Phoenix.
Mhm.
You have Tony Storm versus Saraya, which was a really fun match. I love the gimmick that they're doing with Tony Storm right now. Saraya ends up picking up the win. And in the main event, Samoa Joe takes on Maxwell Jacob Freeman for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. Uh, and in another, this is a heavy contender for match of the week up against Claudio and Kingston. MJF picking up the win, and I really wonder what they're going to do if they're going to continue this feud because it looks like Cole might have gotten injured as well, running out to the ring. But they're
When he jumped off this, when he jumped off the ramp, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Uh, because of the rumble that they had Friday night on Rampage, uh, the Righteous is taking on MJF and Adam Cole at the next pay per view for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. I do believe that we are going to see new tag team champions crowned in the Righteous. Collision was a great one, back and forth with solid matches. We open up with a triple threat of Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Derpy Allen going for the TNT Championship. And Derpy ends up hitting Luchasaurus with a coffin dive, to which Christian Cage throws Derpy out of the ring and pins Lucha for the win, crowning a new
Nice.
TNT championship in Christian Cage.
I love it.
Hook and Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam took on Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Luke. Rob Van Dam just being goddamn Rob Van Dam. Picking up the win. Julia
The man
Hart.
don't age. Man don't age. I'm
Man,
just telling you, the man
he
don't
just
age.
he looks so good for 50. I think it's funny because I just write last names on my notes, so I just have Hart versus Hogan, which I believe was a match at one point. Bret Hart probably did face Hulk Hogan. This
Yeah.
is Julia Hart taking on Kiera Hogan. I fast forward through the majority of this because it was a very short match with Julia Hart picking up the win, challenging Chris Statlander to the TBS Championship. In a great, solid match. The match, I mean, even with the main event, this for me is match for Collision. Switchblade Jay White takes on El Idolo Andre El Idolo with just pure devious from Bullet Club Gold. Jay White picks up the win. The Workhorsemen take on FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championships, in which a great back and forth. Last week, people were chanting, "Who are you?" to the Workhorsemen, and then they were way over less than 5 minutes into the match. It was great. FTR picking up the win. Aussie Open coming in, getting face to face with them. As they are going to be facing for the AEW Tag Team Championships at the next big pay-per-view. And in our main event, a Texas Death Match, Ricky Starks takes on Bryan Danielson, and it's a Texas Death Match. There was bleeding, there were chains, there was, the Revolution is televised. I was like, is he grabbing something? Danielson picks up the win. It's a great bloody match.
I will say AEW blew anything WWE did out of the water this week. Just with Dynamite, like Dynamite blew SmackDown and Raw
Yeah,
out the
your match of
water.
the week is still
I still love my match of the week. For me, it was I think it was a personal thing because I've always wanted to see these two 1-on-1. So it was my match of the week simply because I had personal investment in it.
sure, of course. But other than that, that's Dynamite and Collision.
Awesome, awesome. So as we come to a close, Steve or the dude, where can people find you on your
That's my
podcast?
show. The show is the last podcast you'd want. That's the one right there. There we go. Bop,
Mhm.
bop, ba-da, bop, bop. It's all about pop culture and bullshit. Tip the veal, try the staff, check out the old episodes. Thanks for coming. And if you didn't, better luck next time.
Make sure you check out Back to the Retro Review. That is where I review movies from the 80s and 90s with this guy right here. Make sure you check out all the other shows on the Mod Squad Network. Oh, wait. Also, make sure you check out the Daily Dank. The Daily Dank if you like cannabis and cannabis entertainment. So check that out. Now make sure you check out all the other shows here on the Mod Squad Network. You're watching the wrestling show. We have a movie talk Monday, we have a horror show, a gamer show, and we go live every Saturday night with really cool giveaways. So, I was that
Really cool giveaways.
really cool giveaways. Yes, yes. All right, that does it for this episode of the Mod Squad Network's Layeth the Squad Down. So for the dude Steve, I am Kevin saying thank you for being a friend, everybody.
Yeah.